Be a pretty voracious carnivore myself. I can't stay away from the flesh. It's just good, man.
Red Sox fan 90 asks, what was the process to put Decade of Disturbed together like?
Should ask the guy who's filming the thing. He would know better than us. He's the guy, along with Rafa and 24 Core Entertainment, that put the whole thing together. So I know that it was meticulous and painstaking and a lot of hours and a lot of work, and it actually turned out really, really fantastically. So it's footage that's been compiled over 10 years of our touring life. It tells the story of how the band became what it's become today, and does it very thoroughly.
Questions from David. What would you like to do a soundtrack to a movie or a game, and if so, what would it be?
It would really depend, I think. It would really depend. We wouldn't be opposed to it. It would have to be the right movie, the right game. Love to do something for that. Well, we wrote a song in this grouping of material that was inspired by the Dexter series on Showtime, but definitely would be a welcome thing. But it would have to obviously be a movie and or game that is in the spirit of what we do as a band. It would have to be something dark. It would have to be something that's kind of meaty, something that's got maybe a little tinge of evil to it.
Okay, Metal Monster asks, what albums or bands have you discovered in the last year or two?
Well, I gotta say I'm certainly looking forward to and have continually been impressed by our boys in Art of Dying. They should have a record coming out after the new year. They are kind of like, they're our first signing to the label, and they're just very, very impressive. They earned our crowd night after night, an alien environment to them. They really worked the crowd and had them won over 3 or 4 songs into every set, and they mastered it, and they made an amazing record with Howard Benson, and it is chock full of bona fide anthemic songs, and a great combination of harmony and melody and great musicianship. So really looking forward to unleashing them on the world. And I guess as far as this tour is concerned, I'm pretty blown away by Hailstorm, I gotta say. They are, I think, far and away one of the best new bands to come out within the rock genre in the past year, as far as new bands are concerned. As far as the classic records that came out this year, I'm still a huge, huge fan of the latest Alice in Chains record, Black Is Way to Blue, and I thought that this past Deftones record was amazing too, and the new Avenged record. I have yet to hear the Stone Sour one. I've only heard a couple of things from it next week, but the singles that we've heard are amazing. But as far as new bands, Hailstorm is pretty damn killer. She's got an incredibly powerful voice. The band is very, very tight, and we're looking forward to big things from those guys.
Wildman20 asks, would you ever be interested in doing an acoustic record?
It's also something that's not out of the question. As we've grown throughout our career, and the songs have definitely increased in their level of complexity, they definitely do lend themselves. In fact, just as far as the arrangements alone are concerned, these songs could be broken down into any variety of styles. Hooks are hooks, whether they're guitar-oriented or vocal-oriented or rhythm-oriented. And these are all strong pieces of material. And there are moments where we've gone acoustic, whether it's live for Remember, or whether it's when we did an intro to one of our songs on the Believe record, Darkness, when we introed it with Fade to Black, and we started that off acoustic. We certainly are not afraid of it by any means. There is something to be said about what really is an unplugged Disturbed. I'm not sure. But we're certainly we'd be open to it, and who knows what the future holds. We've had discussions about it, and there may be some of that at some point.
Brooke asks, what city has the craziest crowd?
Yeah, I think you really have to go to the other side of the pond for that, to be perfectly honest with you. If we're talking as far as the U.S. is concerned, many of the Midwestern crowds just pretty much trump anything. A lot of the East Coast crowds are very powerful. But if you want the most powerful and the most rabid crowds on the planet, go to these European festivals. You won't see anything like it on the face of this earth. It is truly still a celebration of all things hard rock and heavy metal, and it's so nice to be able to go over there and still be immersed in that, feel the power of it, and feel the unity of it. There really is absolutely nothing like it. Even when we go to New Zealand and Australia as well, the intensity of those crowds are definitely forces to be reckoned with. And that's right, people in the States, I'm telling you, you should watch this shit and learn, because they don't fuck around. They're very, very, very serious. I mean, it's like, we used to compare it, it's like going to one of the European football games, or soccer as we call it here in the States. There's no comparison to just the level of passion and intensity that those crowds have for even their sports. The only thing that compares is maybe college football here in the States as far as the level of intensity is concerned. So, sorry guys, but when we have to measure the two of you up, you got a little ways to go.
Okay, one last thing from Raven's Claw. Just wanted to ask if you guys had anything to say to your loyal fans that have been with you since day one.
So we respect their dedication. We love them, like we love our families, like we love our children. I mean, they're really so very, very important to us. We know the ones that have been there from the beginning. A lot of them are faces that we recognize at this point. A lot of them are names that we recognize when they post our message board. They think that we don't. We truly, truly do. We know who you are. And it's nice to see familiar faces in the crowd from time to time. It's nice to be able to know that people have stuck with us for the long haul, and they're fans for life and not just fans for a record cycle. I think that speaks volumes to the type of relationship that Disturbed has been able to achieve with its fan base. And we feel very, very blessed in that, and just know that we won't ever forsake that. It's the most important thing to us.
Thank you.
That it? Can I make a closing statement here, or are we done?
Please.
Done?
Please do.
Okay. Number one, as we have said in the past, it was our intention to have every single copy of this record come along with the Decade of Disturbed piece. There were some errors, apparently, in some of the setup of sales, particularly on iTunes, particularly with the LP itself. Situations which we're very aggravated about, and which we are very quickly trying to rectify. We apologize for any inconvenience there may be, and know that we're fighting, believe you me, to try and make good on it. For any of you who went ahead and downloaded the deluxe edition online on iTunes, it is as simple as that it is simply not listed in the track listing. However, the Decade of Disturbed piece is in fact there. It is the very last thing that is downloaded. Am I correct, Mike? From all of the selection of things. And if you go to the Disturbed Deluxe Edition last item, if you pull up that screen, it gives you the dissected pieces, which is the instructional pieces, and it also gives you the Decade of Disturbed feature as well, through the video section. So you have to go into the iTunes LP video section. But we felt very important for us to point that out to you. We're very sorry for anyone who bought the regular LP on iTunes and didn't get that. Believe us, it was not our fault or intention. There was, unfortunately, a big fuck-up, which we are trying to rectify. in which we are not in the least bit happy about. And we apologize. Just know that it is our love for you and our appreciation for our fan base that made us want to do this in the first place, and to get it to you as a gift, and it's still our intention to get it to you as a gift. So for any inconvenience that was caused, we apologize. We hope that you love the record, and we're looking forward to seeing you.